Hey guys, my name is Janae, and I am coming back to talk a little bit about the idea of self-love again. The past few times I talked about speaking life over yourself in the mirror, and then I spoke on self-forgiveness and learning to forgive yourself no matter what you've done. But today I want to kind of piggyback off the idea of self-forgiveness and talk about the idea of unconditional self-love. I just believe in the same way that we're meant to love others, we're meant to love ourselves. In scripture, it says make allowance for each other's faults. And I believe that we're supposed to make allowance for our own faults too. We can't expect ourselves to always get it right, to always be perfect. And also, I wanted to say I did steal this concept from Abby Stumball. She has a website, abbystumball.com, that talks a little bit more about unconditional self-love. But the reality is no matter what we do, no matter what we say, no matter how much of a fool we look like, we get the option to choose to love ourselves or to choose to be angry at ourselves. Or we get the option of putting conditions on our love towards ourselves, or we get to say, hey, no matter what you do, I'm gonna love you. Like, we speak that over ourselves and live that. So one of the examples that I like to use is when I first started leading worship, when I was 19. I didn't really know what I was doing at all, and I would stumble over my words, and even though God was so in it, the reality is that I just wasn't that good at it at that point in time. So I would just cripple myself. The night after I would lead worship, I would walk off stage, I would go sit in my car, and I would wait for everyone to leave because I just didn't want to hear feedback, good, bad, ugly. And then I would toss and turn in the middle of the night, just replaying all the ways that I stumbled over my words, or just the enemy accusing me, like, you're fake, you don't love God, why are you up there leading worship? And it was just it was tormenting. It was of the enemy, but it was also myself. I wasn't choosing to love myself, even in my imperfections, and even in just the fact that I was stepping into something new and wasn't going to be amazing at it right away. So basically, probably for 3-4 years, I struggled with being like a terrible self-critic towards leading worship. And I just realized that I was not loving myself well at all. And I didn't have any grace on myself to just get it wrong sometimes. And so now what I proactively do to go towards unconditional self-love is, when I walk off stage, I just instantly try to listen to what God is saying about me. Because ultimately, when you hear the voice of God speak over you, it empowers you to love yourself no matter your mess. And so sometimes I'll even go back in moments where I'm like, oh, Janae, you didn't do good at that, or you just, yeah, like your voice screeched or whatever. And I'll go back in that moment and I'll ask God, like, God, what did you think about me in that moment? And then I'll just speak words of affirmation, like, Janae, I give you permission to be human. I give you permission to not be perfect all the time. I give you permission to just be a daughter and let her father train her well. And I give you permission to just have room to grow. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys, like, no matter your mess, no matter your mistake, no matter how embarrassed you are, no matter the sin, like, you get the choice of whether or not you're going to love yourself. So yeah, bless you guys.